What's going on, guys? This is your boy Gunna Maliga. I've done this video. I did one take already. This is my second. I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet. If you don't like these talking videos, click off now, because we're gonna get deep into the grits of the situation behind my R32. For those of you who don't know, this is Harley. My R32 Skyline 1993 GTST. Has about 74,000 kilometers on it. I bought it with 56. What I'm about to tell you is a warning. This is not a shot towards a specific company. This is to inform anybody who's constantly asking me at car meets, how do I get one of these? Where do I buy them from? You know, how did you buy it? Blah, 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 blah. This is to inform those people. Number one, first and foremost, do not buy from a certain company in Southern Virginia. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Plain and simple, just don't buy from them, okay? Because upon further inspection with myself and my partners over at Method Automotive, new sponsor for the car, they did some digging. And with their help, I was able to get a hold of information. This is auction pictures, auction paperwork. What does this show me? This shows me mileage verification. This shows me if the car's ever been in a collision, if it's been repaired. It's basically like a Japanese Carfax, but not as detailed as you would expect it to be. When I was talking to Method Automotive and this broker, the broker and importer told me, he said, hey, I hear you out, because I told him the whole backstory behind this car, and he told me, hey, listen, I'm going to grab all that paperwork for you. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I'll let you know, but I'm going to get everything that you want, and we're going to work this out. And I'm like, alright, cool. So he texts me and he says, send me the VIN number. I sent him the VIN number to the car. He gets me the report in, wait for it, 8 hours. He sends me all the paperwork in 8 hours. It's been a year and 4 months since I purchased this car, and part of the agreement, the verbal agreement that I had with the seller, was I wouldn't slander the company, and they would give me my mileage verification paperwork. Guess what? That never happened.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So how am I supposed to be a man of my word if they're not a man of theirs? This is not the way I operate, okay? So with that being said, I'm not no know-it-all kid, okay? I'm not claiming that I'm the smartest guy out there like I've discovered America, which I haven't. When I was talking to the broker, he told me a few things. Car's been auctioned off 3 times. The 3rd time it was bought by, I would assume, is the company that sold it to me. And here are the pictures of the car rolling off of the floor. I think one of the pictures, though, is an inspection of sorts, because there's a GTR seat in what I would assume is the most recent pictures, and then there's a bucket seat with harnesses in a picture which I would assume is one of the first buyers. So I'm assuming that a couple days before this company got a hold of the car, when it was auctioned off to somebody else, they bought the car that way, and then it kind of got auctioned off again. I'm assuming what had happened was the companies looked at this car and said, hell no, absolutely not. Right on them, because they can hold the reputation. Unfortunately, this other company cannot, because when this car rolled off of the auction floor, it rolled off of the auction floor as a grade R. What is a grade R car? Now, it's not bad to buy a grade R car. It's kind of like Copart auctions. You know, it's kind of like a gamble. It's a crapshoot. You know, you can buy a totaled car, fix it, and make it, and you know what I'm saying? You got yourself a banging ass car for, you know, little, next to nothing, and all it cost you was the salvage title. That's it. But the thing is if this car was wrecked, there's no way to prove that it's a salvage. When it comes to the States, it's a clean title regardless. So what was repaired on the car? I know exactly what that is, and I'm going to show you. This quarter here, listen to it. It's very hollow. This is what it's supposed to sound like. You can hear the difference in tone. And even if I go across the other side, you can see it doesn't sound as hollow as the other side. One side you can hear it, this side you can clearly hear that there's Bondo all over. Now if I were to bring this car outside, I'm not going to do it because it's too much work. You can see a little line right here. It's like a little squiggly line right here. The Bondo starts right here and goes all the way down. The only reason why I discovered this is because when I went to go roll my fenders to fit these wider wheels, you could see up top it's all cracked. When I rolled these fenders professionally, they told me, hey, we're not going to roll them anymore because the paint's cracking. And there's Bondo everywhere. Like, you can hear it. And they showed me, was I heartbroken? Yep, but it is what it is. So, this car was repaired on the right rear quarter. Whether it was repaired correctly, I don't know. And I won't know until I rip apart that quarter panel, which most likely won't happen for the next few years. The reason why I say that it's probably repaired in an awful way is because if you've watched Samet's video, and I will link his video down in the description, you're going to see that Japanese people do very dodgy bodywork. To kind of reinforce the fact that I don't want anybody watching this video buying from this company is because I have their advert printed out. For some reason, I can't see the advert on my computer anymore. Whether they took it down, whether I just couldn't find it, who knows. It's not even worth my time or energy anymore. But I got it printed out. So it doesn't matter if they removed it, if they didn't. I have all the information. More than likely they removed it after the whole fiasco. Was that childish on their part? Probably. Were they hiding something? Yeah, they were, clearly. And I'm going to show you what. So, number one thing that caught my attention when reading this ad, and I'm going to show you. So, on this advert, starting right here. Finished in a trademark gun gray metallic H2, set the whole package off. The paint has been well preserved over the years, retaining its deep luster. Come on. Preserved over the last few years? This is grade A bullshit. I'm gonna show you pictures of the car rolling off of the auction floor. The freaking clear coat on the hood was completely destroyed. The side skirts weren't even painted the same color. And I'm gonna show you guys right now that it's been repainted. You can see it. You can see the masking lines. You can catch it right over here. Right there. The car has clearly been painted. It's obvious. What was told to me over the phone, because I was harassed after sharing my story on a social media post, they called me and claimed, hey, I'm just calling you because I want to give you a quote piece of my mind. Well, guess what, buddy? I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. He told me that it's even more attractive for us to buy a car that's already been repainted.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
I'm sorry, but this isn't a 1969 Camaro. Okay? The value doesn't shoot up because it's been repainted. That's not the case. Okay? Now, could you do a full resto mod on this car and make it worth more? Absolutely. I honestly, in my humble opinion, if you want to own one of these and it's a grade R, dude, the only way you're gonna get this car back to its like original shape is if you do a full resto mod. Okay? A few things I'm gonna point out. The advert says, and I quote, the only other change up from the factory was the radio, which was replaced with a newer single din Kenwood and digital sound processor. Otherwise, all items are present and in good working order. When I bought the car, the radio didn't even work. As a matter of fact, it was missing 2 speakers in the rear that I had to wire up myself. Now, it says, otherwise, all the factory items are present and in working order. Things like power windows, power mirrors, automatic climate control, and they listed one of the flaws, which was the dash bubble. It's an R32. They're going to have dash bubbles. Whatever. Now, another thing that I found very, very, very weird is that the way they have their pictures, they play with the lighting or they do something where it makes it so underneath the car you can't really see much rust. From pictures, it didn't look that bad. Upon further inspection, it was pretty bad. Not to the point where you could poke holes through it, thank God. It's all surface stuff, which I took care of on the frame rails. I took care of the frame rail rust already, and it's fine. It's been sealed off. But there are some things like the subframe's pretty much rusted. That's gonna get replaced. No big deal. All things like that, right? So if a company were to be upfront about this whole situation, and they claimed over the phone that if I were to told them put the car on the lift, they would have been more than happy to do that. I doubt it. I think they just said it because of the whole situation. But regardless of that fact, what is my point of this video? 2 points. 1, don't buy from that company at all. Stay as far away from them as possible. If you want to buy a great JDM car, I'll give you 2 places. 1, Driver Motorsports. I'm going to link their Instagram down in the description. You can go to their Instagram or go to their online page. They take care of these cars. They bring them in and then they take care of them, I think, for the first few months, or they kind of do like a checklist. If they want to modify it a little bit, they do a bunch of great things to the cars. Like they really clean them up before selling them, right? Really great people. They actually reached out to me after the whole debacle, and they said, unfortunately, we don't have any R32 GTSTs, but if we did, we'd more than be happy to offer you one. Okay? Now, unfortunately, obviously, that time has passed. Would I have bought from them if they did have one? Absolutely. I would have taken my deposit back and would have bought from them immediately, especially after seeing all their work. Another great company to buy from, and I'm just going to plug them right here, no shame whatsoever, Method Automotive, at Method Auto Group. They bring in all kinds of JDM cars. Whatever their business practices are, as far as I'm concerned, they look over their cars. They really do. Because they're taking really good care of my car. I don't even ask them to. You know, you understand? I bring the car over for a simple clutch job, and then they're just like, yo, like, listen, you know, just so you know, you got A, B, and C that you need to work on here because this could cause problems in the future. Now, this is just general technician stuff, but they care. You know, you understand? And they service customers' cars too. They service them in the field. I'm not saying that this other company doesn't. I'm just saying that they're more than happy to service them, oil changes, general stuff. They're more than happy to do that. They're really great. Their cars are super clean. One of my buddies has an R33, and that thing is stupid clean. Like it's the proof is in the pudding. There's no need to lie to somebody to earn an honest dollar. And when I sold cars, I never lied to anybody to earn this house, my cars, and my lifestyle. I didn't need to do that. I really didn't, because I knew the product I was selling. You understand? So, basic moral of the story, and this is my second point, do not buy a car without paperwork. That was my mistake, okay? If you're going to buy an import, or a JDM import of any kind, tell the company, even if it's this, it doesn't matter, yo, give me the VIN number. I want the VIN number to the car, and I'm gonna run a car VX, I think it's called. Or if you guys want, I can even, you guys can even reach out to the guys over at Method. They'll be more than happy to do that for you. And get all that information beforehand. Because the outside of the car looks like it has 140,000 miles. The engine works phenomenally. After I fixed all the bugs and stuff, works phenomenally. It's no doubt in my mind. But with the information that was sent over to me, you just can't trust anybody. So just watch out for what you're buying. If you want to ask me any questions, if you want to hear my testimony inside of the story of this nightmare of a car when I bought it, please be my guest. Hit me up on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to discuss things with you, tell you what to look out for, things of that nature. I could go on a whole tangent of what to look out for with these specific cars, so that way nobody who buys them makes the same mistakes I did. Okay? Do I regret buying this car? No. I really don't. It was a very good learning experience, because I've never, besides the Volkswagen Passat, I've never taken a car apart to that extent before, all on my own, and just, Made it work. It runs and drives. It's fine. It's faster than it was before. It's actually running better than when I bought it. The whole thing for me is, that bothers me, is the shady business practices. And not only that, but I could get a cleaner shell. I really could. And honestly, I think that might be the move. I'll get a cleaner car from Method Automotive and give this car to my dad. Simple. You know, because after this video comes out, there's no way in hell that car is selling for what I want, for what I'm asking for it, because of everything I just told you. Now, could I put GTR fenders on it and call it a day? Who knows? That might be the plan. That might be the move. But you guys are gonna have to subscribe and stick around to really find out. This car right now, with this whole beer flu situation, everything's been put on hold. I got laid off from my job. I had to switch jobs. Man, I'm telling you, I could go on a whole another video of explaining it. But like I said, just watch out what you buy for. These Japanese importing companies, they're not as honest as they say they are. Okay, there's definitely a share of bad apples of cars and stories and things of that nature. But I've heard more bad stories about this particular company than anybody else that I've even mentioned. Okay, so the choice is yours. But my recommendation: get your paperwork. If the company refuses to show you the paperwork, or they take forever to give you the paperwork, like it wasn't my case, it just tells you and it goes to show you that you shouldn't buy from them at all. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully this is helpful to those of you who are interested in buying a car like this. But this has been your boy Liga, and I'm out. Peace.